Hello and welcome, people of the YouTube and the internet. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, perhaps even good midnight. I am Chicken Strips and I am joined, as always, by my good friend Dr. Calexis.
Hello.
Yes. Audio is working properly now, hopefully. So we're actually going to do a proper episode today. Hopefully, yes. Right, would you like to start us off for this evening?
Oh, how generous. I had my eyes drawn to a certain miniature on the Warhammer community page.
Yes.
My eyes were drawn to the Clade Adamus Assassin. I find this laddie rather interesting since, well, new assassins is, well, I don't know when we got them last, but it was a long time ago.
There's been quite a few new Assassin releases lately. Mind you, most of them are for the Horus Heresy, but still, interesting stuff.
So, yeah, this one, yeah, it's specifically this one isn't like the first, I mean, in that sense, but it's a first release of new assassin models in a long time.
Yes.
I found this laddie very interesting.
Indeed.
Well, actually, yes. The weapon is most odd. It is interesting.
It is a weird ass looking bolt pistol.
Yes. I think it kind of reminds me of, well, what's it called again? It kind of reminds me of the, Averser Assassin, but less insane.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from.
It's got a sword, it's got a gun, with a magazine in the hilt. Similar detail there too.
Indeed.
And it's also and the gun also has a, what's it called, a needle-looking thing. So, yeah, it does have similarities to the Averser Assassin, though it clearly is not the same.
This is true. Not much info about the weapon or the equipment.
No, sadly not.
Also, once again, this is apparently a Forge World model. Again, it looks like a fucking 40k model.
Yeah, sort of, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. It does.
I mean, I look at this. I'm convinced it's mostly the paint job that they work with here. But this absolutely looks like a 40k plastic model.
The what's it called? I think the skull on his chest particularly has that more plastic feel.
Yeah, but I mean the metallics.
And the one on his forehead.
The metallics as well. They're very clunky and simple. Aside from the copper round thing on his back. Aside from that, everything looks so basic and simple and plastic.
Yeah, that is the paint job, yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, it's a good-looking model. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more interesting. It doesn't look particularly, and this is gonna be a bit of a more controversial opinion, but to me, it doesn't look as Warhammer-ish as the other assassins look like. To me at least, because it's maybe it's because it's new, and Games Workshop and Forge World's design philosophies have kind of shifted lately. You know, a lot of things are looking less 40k with each release. This one being no exception. I mean, I look at this, and aside from, I mean, even the bolt pistol, aside from the bolt pistol, this looks like it could be in any other setting. Like, any other setting, aside from 40k.
I sort of see where you're coming from. I don't necessarily know if I agree. It could be familiarity in this case.
No.
I think it might be the reason why it doesn't look so 40k is, well, I mean, it is Horus Heresy.
Yeah, but I
think
mean
the
Warhammer
second
in general.
detail. Yeah, I see. I suppose. I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment, but I can see how you think that. I think it's something about it being very not over the top. It's a very simple model in many respects.
Yeah, but I mean, even compared to the other assassins, like, actually, let me pull up the other assassins here real quick. Let's do some comparison. Okay, assassins. Okay, let's start with the Vindicare Assassin. This is the older model, but still. So let's look at this guy. Open image in new tab so we can get a better look. That's not a better look, but I think you get it. So I look at this dude, right? And I think it's mostly the gun. It's very well, it looks like a 40k weapon, you know. It's got that same design as las guns, and long lasers, and rattling sniper rifles. And then you look at the helmet, and it's a very sleek helmet, but it just looks, it has that 40k feel to it. And I think it's mainly the lens setup. But definitely it's more or less the over-the-top nature of the weapon and the helmet or the face mask that's giving it away from me. Also, I'm looking at this, and let's just go back here. Okay, so it is mirrored, but the old Vindicare Assassin model also has the knife on his boot. Actually quite similar looking. That's just an interesting little detail. But then let's take a look at the what's the other one? Calexis?
The shapeshifter.
Yeah, Calexis Assassin. Okay, I look at this and it's like, okay, you can probably use this. Frickin' mosquito. You could probably use this in other settings. But there's still a 40k nature to it. I think it's more the over-the-top hair and the blade that is distinctively 40k feeling. And I mean, if you look at the Eversor Assassin, that is full-on 40k, like undoubtedly. You got the bolt pistol, you got the funky face mask, you got armor. It looks a little bit more sleek, I suppose, but it still looks decidedly 40k. And the final one, the Calexis, it looks 40k because of the frickin' over-the-top helmet he's got going. That's pretty much it. But again, these other models have a sense of belonging. Whereas this one, I think it's actually the fact that he has no facial features aside from a skull on his forehead, and how simple it is. Like it's super simple, which is nice. It is actually refreshing to see something relatively simple for once. But also, I don't know. It's just odd because it doesn't quite do it for me. Still a cool model though.
As I said, I think that reason you kind of did conclude the same thing, that it's the reason you're not feeling the familiarity with the other assassins because it's not so over the top. It's very plain.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the other assassins, they feel like, you know, each model feels like a character model. Whereas this guy is more lurking in the shadows. He feels like an actual background infiltrating assassin, you know? Like a proper ninja.
Yeah, yeah, that aesthetic definitely is there.
Which, again, is another reason why I like this model. Well, both
Hmm.
like and dislike. It's a very odd duality I have with this dude.
Mayhaps. Maybe compare these with the other two that they revealed previously.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm on the website now. Let's check if we can find the other two.
In the article there, at like in the first paragraph, it's got links to the other articles.
Oh fuck, does it? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is.
Uh-huh.
I am blind, you see. Alright, so we are looking at the what is this motherfucker called? Vanus Infokite. Oh, Infokite. Oh, I'm only processing now. Okay, this is one of the cooler assassins. I'm okay now that I realize what model is what clade they're from. This is fucking cool.
This is the info gathering and techie one.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, an immediate comparison between the two. Immediately, you can tell that this one has a lot more going on than the other one. It's got more details to it. It's got more extremities. It's got more of a customized feel to it. A much more of a character feel to it. Also, what's that? No, never mind. And this is a bit of a nitpick that I've had since Games Workshop started focusing on female models for a while. This feels like a female model. Like it actually,
Yeah, fair enough.
It actually looks fucking awesome, and that helmet. That is a cool helmet, my dude. I love that helmet.
Obviously, it doesn't just look like a lady because it's got boobies. It's obviously it's more than that. It's the pose. It's the pose and
Yeah,
the body
yeah.
shape.
It's the pose.
Because
There's actual curve to it. There's a little bit of musculature, but it's not overbearing like the Sister of Battle models. Oh, especially the Repentia. Holy shit.
And unlike, well, thankfully they didn't have a what's it called, a helmetless version, because then we'd have to be subject to their
Yeah.
horrible female face.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about that shit. We don't talk about that shit. No, bad. Nuh-uh.
But yeah, this one definitely fits more with the other ones, the other previous assassins. More decorated, more obviously 40k.
Yeah. I will say though, it still looks like a plastic model. It still looks like a plastic model.
Hmm.
And
Right, and
I'm sure it's the paint job. I'm very sure it's the paint job mostly. This one is actually a lot more higher quality than the other one in my opinion. The metallics still look a bit rough, but the bodysuit coloring and all the shading and stuff on this one much smoother and cohesive than this other one. Because this other one has a lot of sharp jagged lines. Whereas this one also has quite a few jagged lines, but it flows, it's smooth, it's curvy. It feels smooth.
Yeah, I can see that.
Paint job nitpicking aside, let's move on to the other assassin. The Venom Assassin.
Or
Venom.
Venenum, if you want to be retarded about it. Venenum.
Indeed. Which is also another interesting clade of assassins. And this one does look quite 40k-ish. That said, I'm not a huge fan of the frickin' fabric vest he's wearing here.
I thought that too. It looks like the drunken uncle of the assassin temples.
It fucking does, dude! Oh my god, it does. Holy shit, it does.
They picked up Uncle Bob from the fucking bar and threw him out. Gave him the most fucking toxic shit he could find.
Isn't that the fucking truth? But yeah, I look at this dude's clothing setup, right? And my brain immediately goes to a rogue trader, not an assassin.
You kinda right though.
Because here's my question. Why does he have just a random fabric vest on? Why does he have two different colored knee pads? One almost looks fabric while the other looks metal. And why does he have a foot without a shoe and a foot with a shoe? Why?
Wait, no. I'm fairly certain that's the paint job. That.
No, look, have a close look at it. It's got an indentation on that that other foot on the metal.
Yeah. Huh.
But
odd.
Paint job or not,
well.
it looks like he has one shoe on, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, perhaps.
I will say
Also,
though.
he's got a cod piece for reasons.
Yeah, I mean, cod pieces are not uncommon. But that just adds to the more rogue trader-ish look than assassin. I will say though, his helmet / face mask, fucking A. That looks good.
Yup.
That looks freaking awesome. Also, I like the detail that he's got all this poison equipment and this weird blade on his left arm. That's gonna be a bit of a it's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass to try and paint for most people though, but that's still cool.
No, I'm not interrupting you. Sorry.
No, I'm done stating.
Oh, right. Fair enough. I think it's a bit wonky that he's got a shoulder pad, but only on one shoulder.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Also, I really...
All in all, I mean, he's...
I really don't like this whole copy-paste feel with these new flat, basic as shit skulls. Like, you see it on all these new assassins, and it literally looks like they copy-paste, copy-paste, copy-paste.
Yeah, you are correct. It indeed is a very simple skull, and they seem to be using the same design over and over and over again.
Indeed.
Could they at least have the decency to use one that doesn't look so basic?
I know, right?
Uh,
I will say though, in terms of the posing, I like that 2 out of the 3 here don't have over-the-top basing, and 2 out of the 3 aren't, stepping on things. Aside from the Venom dude. I mean, he's just standing on random junk for no particular
yup.
reason.
Tactical trash in this case,
Indeed.
instead of the tactical rock that we're so used to.
Well, at least something different. But yeah, all in all, new assassins, pretty good. Could have done with some. Okay, well, the fucking name, Infokite, perfect in my opinion. Nothing changed here aside from the basic skull copy and paste designs. Pretty good. I'd say an 8 out of 10. Venom, I'd say 7 out of 10 purely because of the helmet. Minus 1 point for the random trash pile. And then the Adamus, solid 6.5 out of 10, I would say. Fairly simple, refreshing design. Though a little too simple for my taste, personally. Again, could have done without the flat skulls. Something a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with your ratings. I think that's fair.
Indeed. Okay, so that was the new Horus Heresy and Vindicare Assassins, because I'm sure you can probably use them in both settings, not just Horus Heresy. I mean, that seems to be a bit of a what's the word? Pattern that they're going for. A little bit of a pattern they're going for a lot of the newer models, particularly the new Horus Heresy Predator kit. Because they've got the, Predator Annihilator, I think? It's the one with the dual las cannon turret.
Yep, that's the Annihilator.
Which fucking breaks the lore in so many ways, but whatever. Because you can tell with...
It does?
Yeah. Don't you know the story behind the Predator Annihilator?
No, I don't.
Alright, let's do some education, boyos.
Yay! Actually, I'm already on the Annihilator page on Wiki, so I can see here.
Oh, of course you are.
First used by the Space Wolves during the Scareth Crusade near the fringes of the Eye of Terror in the 36th millennium. So yeah, it wouldn't be active during the HH. Oh, that sounds bad. Never mind, I shouldn't have said that. But no, it wasn't active during the heresy.
Yep.
So that's a dum-dum on the fucking behalf of them, although I'm fairly certain that problem existed before, to be honest.
Yeah, we all know that Games Workshop don't read their own lore. We know this by now.
Yep. Although, the thing is, I don't need a new Predator Annihilator because I just bought a Scareth pattern. So, yeah, Scareth pattern Mark 2D, to be precise.
Hell yeah.
So I don't need a Predator for the moment.
Well, anyway, tangent aside, that was the new assassin models. Now, shall we work on over to the latest Sunday preview? Celebrate Warhammer Day and the rise of the Lumineth Realm Lords. So starting off, we've got the new celebrating 35 years of Warhammer, which forgive me for being that guy, but Warhammer's been around for longer than that. But anyway, So we got some more up close and more detailed photos of this model. So I think let's hear your thoughts first.
I think we went through that episode we never published, but yeah, so I'll have to go through it again. I like the model. I think it is a very good model. I think it is plain, but very effective in its plainness. It's not got a bunch of decorations everywhere. It's not filled with small knickknacks just to make it, quote, cooler. It's very simple, very clean, and therefore, in my mind, very effective. I also like the how shall I say, the visceral nature of the pose. It very much so delivers the feeling of the scene, so to speak. And the head, the unhelmeted head, it's okay. It's nothing special, really. But it does its job. And the helmeted version, which we recently got pictures of, oh, that's a beautiful helmet. I really like that. Also, I just noticed that it seems that the helmet and the head option is also connected to the, what's it called, the necklace. So if you're using the helmeted head, you have an aquila instead of a cross around his neck. So that's neat. But yeah, I think this is a good model.
Yeah, I just noticed that detail as well. That's a pretty interesting detail. But yeah, okay, so having expressed my opinions in the unpublished episode, I'm going to reiterate a little bit. I like the pose. I still prefer the artwork's design and feel, but this model, it's still striking and somewhat triumphant. Also, yes, the helmet, very nice. I love it. And I like that little detail that his necklace changes with the head options. That's also pretty cool. Also seeing more of a little bit more of the orc model. It honestly feels a bit plain to me. Like, is this guy supposed to be a knob or boss knob or a war boss, or is he just some random orc? It's a little confusing to me. But another detail that I like is you can see that his chest plate is connected. Well, I'm pretty sure aesthetically, with leather straps here, which is a little bit of a cool detail that I didn't notice at first.
You're right.
Also, another detail that I do quite appreciate is the fact that he's got an Oath of Moment on his backpack, and not a full-on purity seal. That's also pretty nice. Also, again, I like the fact that there aren't just purity seals littered all over him. Very simple, effective, good design going on here.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my thoughts on it.
Right. I think that's it. Actually, rating, I suppose. I'll give it either an 8 or a 9. I think.
I would give it a solid.
I think I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, I'll also give it a solid 9. I definitely do the helmeted option though if I get it.
Fair enough. But okay, so we got a book here too.
Helbrecht, Knight of the Throne.
Knight of the Throne.
Yes.
I mean, I don't read Warhammer books, so it might be good. I don't know. I'll probably not read it, but I mean, fair enough. If you want to read something, there's something.
Indeed, and it's about Helbricht crossing the Rubicon Primaris, which I have my opinions on, but I shall keep them to myself for now. Also, excuse the dogs barking in the fucking background. Give me a moment.
Bork, bork.
Alright, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. My ear aches like a motherfucker right now. So I'm just gonna move my headphones up a little. There we go. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, the fact that the Black Templars are getting Primaris, it's still a bitter taste on my tongue. But I do like, at least, that in the lore they did have a little bit where they actually slaughtered some of the Primaris. But then they turned, well, they fucking pussyfooted out of there and it's like, oh, sorry, actually, no, we're not gonna kill them anymore. Sorry, we're... Which is like, excuse me?
That's unlike them.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know Games Workshop right now. The more Primaris they can push, the better. Fuck the lore, more Primaris.
Stonks go up. Number go up.
Indeed. Stonks. Okay, so otherwise there is this Age of Sigmar Lumineth Realm Lords. I don't play Age of Sigmar, nor do I have any interest in fucking elves, so I'm going to skip that, as well as the Vanguard box.
Neither do I play Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. I do own an army for 2nd edition and a codex, but I've not had the chance to play them in a long while.
And
but maybe I will someday, but as I said, as it's not... This is 3rd edition. I do not have interest in that.
Indeed.
It is best to play an edition which is out of production, because that means all the rules are there and they're not going to change.
Yep. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next model we got going here. King Broad. Brody boy. Interesting looking lad. Very interesting looking lad. I don't know if I like it. To be honest, I'm not quite one for the Age of Sigmar giant models. They look really awkward and fucked up. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just do not like them.
I'm personally kind of indifferent to them, I'd say.
Fair enough.
I don't really care one way or the other. They're big humans with inbred features. I'm like, okay.
Very inbred features.
Oh well.
Yeah, not much to say here. The little gremlin thing on one of his horns. Actually, the little gremlin things on his horns are cute, I suppose. Aside from that, ugh, meh. And then the other giant models, again, meh. Not my thing.
These aren't even new as far as I understand. Those are just a repackaging of old models. Oh well.
Probably. I don't know. I don't pay attention
like
to that stuff.
Ah well, and I don't do it that much either. Maybe if it's Seraphon, but other than that, no.
Fair enough.
I do like the dice though. I like the dice. They really appeal to the Games Workshop have really expanded into the broader market with these dice clearly meant to appeal to the foot fetishists.
Indeed. But aside from
Oh,
that,
well, no, that's just a joke.
we have the Land Raider Proteus, the plastic Land Raider Proteus. Not that we have much on it, but we know the fact that it exists. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Again, though, I don't need a Land Raider Proteus either, because I also have a Land Raider. A Crusader, though.
Land Raider Crusader is best Land Raider.
Yup. Because burr.
Yes, exactly. Alright, not much to say about that. Plastic Land Raider Proteus, yeah. Slightly more interesting though, World Eater upgrade kits. We got some more stuff on that. So starting off, we got the torsos. Now these look like good detailed resin models. These look legit.
They're good.
I like how detailed the chains are, and I like how World Eatery the armor feels. Like it feels like proper World Eaters, especially the one with the teeth. I love that one.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Damn, that's really cool, actually.
And then we got some Cataphracti shoulder pads. These are quite nice. I like them. As well as some Mark II shoulder pads. So not Mark III, Mark II shoulder pads. But I'm sure you can use this on Mark III as well.
Yeah.
These look quite nice.
I mean, they are the basic design are the same.
Yeah, true enough. Also the Mark IV shoulder pads. That said though, okay, there is a detail that is a pro Anacon for me. I like how basic they are, but I also don't like how basic they are, if that makes sense.
Which ones are we talking?
The Mark II and Mark IV shoulder pads.
Right.
I don't know. It just for World Eaters, I would expect a couple of more. I don't know, stuff. Does that make sense?
Chains?
I suppose chains, but also I don't know, maybe a skull or two, or something.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a big advocate for sculpted battle damage. I would love to see more of that. That said, making my own battle damage is still fun.
Yeah. Fair.
And then the Blood Angels shoulder pads, same opinion on that. Very good, very simple and basic. Could have a bit more. Okay, it's Blood Angels. These guys aren't just space marines, just warriors. Blood Angels are artists, my dude. They literally, in their spare time, do this whole art thing, sculpting, carving, painting, and all that. And I don't know if it was the same in the Horus Heresy. I almost imagine it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't actually had a chance to read any of the Blood Angel dedicated books. But maybe they weren't the same back then. I don't know. It's just it could be more, is what I'm saying. As for the chest plates, love them. These torsos are excellent. They feel very Blood Angels-y.
They're beautiful.
That is
like Renaissance art.
Exactly.
I wonder why.
Exactly. This kind of stuff that we see on these torsos, I would love to see more of that on the shoulder pads. This expertly crafted trimming and these little flourishes here and there. Put that on the trim and that would be perfect.
Bella.
Yes. Okay, and then we got another thing. Brotherhood of the Storm. A White Scars book. Nice. Cool. Legacies of Betrayal as well. Okay, another Horse Heresy book. And then Scourge of Fate. Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Meh. And then under that, we're doing this corp. Okay, well I know Games Workshop is corporate, but do we have to be this corporate that we're announcing Christmas items before Christmas has even become a thing yet? We're seriously doing
We've
this.
not even started Halloween.
Halloween just started, my dude, and we're already doing fucking Christmas. Like, what? Okay, well, aside from that, we got some Warhammer Plus stuff, Battle Report, Feather and Wings, and some White Dwarfs. Meh.
I like the Crimson Fists captain. I like the design of it.
Yeah, it looks nice. That said, where's the animations and stuff, Games Workshop? Didn't you say you were gonna do it regularly? You know, like every other week at some point. You know, and where are we sitting? I haven't seen a single. I haven't seen another animation or show release in how long? Not surprising in the slightest, but come on, pull your shit together, my dudes. And then we got this week on Warhammer Live. Meh. Not really interested in that. And then hashtag 35 years of 40k. Even though it's more than that. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this article. Interesting stuff.
You.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you wanna add? You wanna talk about here?
I can't really find anything particular that's. You. Well, we seem to have a visitor. Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Bit quiet, innit?
Yeah, say quiet. What?
Ah, well, no matter.
Is it no matter? Okay, so I'm gonna send some things your way, but first I'm going to. Actually, this is a thing. Let me open this, and then I shall send you two links here. Copy, paste. So that's one.
Ooh.
And then this bloke. So let us have a look at these.
Ah, yes.
So starting off with Lucius, what is your opinion gonna be on this guy?
Well, let's see. It appears to be Mark 6 armor? Although, is it? Because that backpack is Mark 4. And the shoulder pads are also quite Mark 4. I suppose it's a Mark IV heavily modified armor. Very detailed, very much Emperor's Children. I don't like the face, though I don't know if it's lore accurate or not, since I have not read up on the appearance of Lucius before he went interesting. His helmet I like, that's very nice. His weapons are very nice. I don't like the weird Kopesh looking thing he's wielding that much, but I do enjoy his normal, regular, European style broadsword-ish power sword. I like that one. It's clear that the other weapon is a demon weapon, though. Maybe that's why I don't like it. I instinctually dislike demons. But yeah, this is a good model in my estimation.
Yeah, it's definitely quite detailed. It does feel very Emperor's Children-y, I will say that. Especially the one shoulder pad. Actually, both shoulder pads feel quite Emperor's Children-y. I'm not a massive fan of the chest plate, though. This weird cabling stuff. That's covering up the very intricate filigrees and trims and stuff going on here. That's just me. Also, I don't know if I like the fact that he's got some random leather straps between his belt and the upper portion of his armor. I think that just looks a little odd. And as far as I know, the Emperor's Children, yes, being a little sadistic. I don't think they're, full-on leather-clad dominatrixes just yet. So I don't really understand this design choice. On the topics of the weapon, yeah, the demon weapon, I agree with you a little bit. Mostly because it feels absolutely puny. I mean, it just looks so small and fragile. Whereas the
I have a point.
the more bastard sword that it's got here, it feels a lot more substantial. I'm not sure why though, but it's still nice. Weird detail dangling from his belt here, though. It's just this random empty container. Like, what is that for? Was that supposed to be like a bolt pistol holder, or what is that?
The one on his left thigh.
Yeah.
That's for his sword. I don't know which one, and I think it's the straight one.
I suppose. I don't know how the fuck that works, but okay. I will say, looking at the rest of this model, I would probably go with the helmeted version instead of the face. I'm not a massive fan of this odd, weird looking face. Also, a detail I will point out that I do appreciate is the fact that he's got the shoulder pads have a lot more detail underneath them. You got these little rivets. It feels a little bit more put together as compared to a lot of other shoulder pads, which just feel like they're just glued on, So that's just one of those tiny details that makes sense, that I quite like. I I will say though, not a huge fan of the pose. Not a huge fan of the pose.
Yeah, I can agree there.
Also, if we just compare him to the Sol Tarvitz model, that his right leg standing on this piece of rock, it feels way too similar to Sol Tarvitz's model. It's purely because of the fact that the armor marks are so similar, but also slightly different. But it's mainly the fact that he's got his leg up on something. It just doesn't feel right. It feels very copied, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So it is a very common pose.
Extremely fucking common. Like, annoyingly so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's good old little Lucius. Overall, I'd give him a 6.5 out of 10. Taking points away, of course, because of the pose. Overused as hell pose. And the face, a little weird. You know, I get that it's Lucius, but still, it doesn't look right.
I would probably be a little more generous and give it a 7, but I agree with your points to an extent.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that dude. Next one is gonna be one of the new Emperor's Legion Praetors. The one in power armor, specifically Mark 6, it looks like.
Yep.
This is definitely a lot more down the lines of Chaosy than regular Emperor's Children.
Yep, with the grill there, yep.
Mainly because of the bare head option. I think if you just swap out the head, or actually, what does this one's helmeted option look like?
It's a Mark 6 helmet with a...
Yeah, you see, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I would definitely go with that option over the helmetless option.
Really?
I would definitely do that.
I might disagree with you there. I think the unhelmeted is actually pretty good for, well, if you were an Emperor's Children player, which I'm not. I don't play Horus Heresy.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. But that said, it's a lot more down the line of Chaosy and Corrupted, whereas the helmeted option is a lot more neutral. Because keep in mind, there Horus Heresy players, there are people that play loyalist traitor legions, and out of this, I think they would probably go for the helmeted option over the unhelmeted option. Because keep in mind, they only started playing around with that weird sonic weapons and stuff after they started falling to Slaanesh.
Yep.
But aside from that, I like this model. It's just very flowing and elegant. It's got an air of elegance to it. I do like the power glaive, the slightly more ornate power glaive he's got going here. I do like that. The cape, I don't know. I think that's a bit big. For the shoulder pad, I think that's a bit overkill. Like, I would have either done a full cape or a smaller cape. Because this looks like a full-sized cape just stuck onto the shoulder pad.
It do indeed look like that. I'll just, one thing I'll note is that it's got the kind of the hallmarks of the newer Praetor models, where it's like somewhat oversized and the details are a little too big, I suppose, for the rest of the army.
Yes.
It's not as
Yeah.
egregious as the Death Guard normal power armor version, but it's still
Yeah.
got that sense.
Yeah,
It's mostly the shoulder pads and the backpack in this case.
It's
The rest of
definitely
the armor is mostly fine.
it's definitely a lot more held back and grounded than the other Praetor models.
Yeah.
In terms of sizing, anyway. Also, just
yup.
saying, photographer at Games Workshop and Forge World that takes these photos. Holy shit, can you please cut back on the exposure? Like, this doesn't have to be this frickin' bright, my dudes. Like, I get it, I get you probably make it this bright to hide the fact that this is taken in a photo booth and stuff, but still, dudes, chill out with the frickin' exposure. Anyway, but it's only the exposure when it comes to the 360 shots. The rest of the images are relatively smooth. But photo nitpicking aside, I'd give this model a good 8 out of 10. I'd leave the bare helmet, the bare head, and definitely go with the helmeted option.
I agree with your rating, though I'd do the opposite of what you would do with the helmet. I'd have the unhelmeted version probably in this case. Because I'm not a very big fan of the Mark 6, to be honest. I think the helmet is kind of goofy.
Fair enough. And then yeah, that's gonna be that. And then yeah, I just found, oh, for fuck's sakes. I don't want to subscribe to your dumb shit. No, leave me alone. Oh my god. I found their merch website.
Oh?
Yep, they got a merch website.
Oh my. This is gonna be something, in it.
Indeed. So where are we gonna start? I suppose let's start off with the latest releases. Browse all. Latest releases. Okay, so first of all, Leagues of Votan. Despise them. I hate them. I don't like them in any way, shape, or form. They don't feel like a 40k faction whatsoever.
I'm sort of agree with you, I suppose. Like, I don't necessarily have a vehement dislike of them, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think they should be in this setting. I think they're... It's mostly, I don't think, like, the squats should have been brought back in the first place, honestly. I don't think that was a terribly fantastic idea.
Well, it was nice when the squats were kind of just background characters. You know, there's like 2 or 3 squats over here and a couple of squats over there working as mercenaries and guards and stuff. But now they're essentially a completely revitalized faction, which... Okay, first of all, there's enough fucking factions in 40k. Why are we adding another one? Why? Is there not... Okay, well, dumb question, I know, but is there not enough gameplay and model diversity in this frickin' setting? Why are we adding even more?
Because you make more money with more models. Maybe.
Fair
I'm not actually sure that's the case, but...
Well, it's the mindset
Well,
they
since
have.
they're doing it, it probably is.
Yep. But anyway, okay, so the shirts themselves, okay, I got a very broad, thing that I have, an opinion that I have with a lot of this stuff, especially these, oh, okay, never mind. Oh, okay. I was about to go off on a tangent saying that plain t-shirts with just one tiny little logo on the chest is fucking ridiculous. But looking at this one shirt with the League of Votan icon on the chest, there's actually a print on the back. So that at least makes it a bit more worth it. I wonder if these other ones do. Yeah, the Zinch one has a print, the Slaanesh one has a print on the back. The Chaos Demons ones also have prints on the back. Okay, so they're not doing full on scummy, they are at least putting prints on the back of these shirts. Also, Necron shirts. Ooh, yeah. Necron hoodies, some more Slaanesh stuff, some Nurgle shit. Dark Angels Lionel Johnson t-shirt. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Some of this stuff, some weird stuff, some Emperor's Children stuff. Okay, I can definitely see people buying this stuff. I can definitely see people buying this stuff. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just go to a screen printer and get myself, you know, what I want printed on a shirt that fits me. But I can definitely see people buying this stuff.
Well, speaking as someone who does own, one shirt and a jacket, yeah, they're fine. I had a problem though that my shirt actually what's the word called? I'd ripped open two giant holes in my armpit, so I had to cut off the arms. And now it's no longer a t-shirt. It's more like a what's it called?
Vest.
What's that called again? God, now I can't remember what words are.
A vest?
No, not the jacket. I'm talking about the words. Help. I'm talking about my shirt. The shirt is now a... What's that called? God, details. But yeah. But the jacket, that one's holding up absolutely perfectly. No problems whatsoever.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think neither of those products are available on the shop here. But well, I'm
just having a look at their mug
the ones
selection.
I do have. Mugs.
These are some actually very nice designs on these mugs, for the most part.
Well.
Okay, so that's the mugs. We've also got posters. Some pretty standard stuff going on here. Phone cases. What about phone cases? Okay, we got some nice phone cases going on. Ooh. They got a Grimdark series of phone cases here. It's very reminiscent of the older Warhammer art style. What was his name? Oh, dude, what was that dude's name that did this art?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Sure.
Something Blanche.
No, I know. Oh, yes. Blanchistu, that's what that thing is called. John? Was it John? I
John
think it was.
Blanche. Maybe?
I think it's. I don't think it was a particularly weird name. Well, first name, the second is a bit odd, I suppose.
No. Yeah, but his art style, I absolutely adore it. So I suppose I kind of like this as well. Oh yeah, you see, there's one with the Emperor on it. One of the older Emperor paintings. The one that's used in TTS.
Oh wait,
That's kind of cool.
where is it?
Some other stuff. Got some orcs, Grey Knights, Sisters of Battle, Admech. You know, even Dante, Lord Commander Dante as well. That's nice. Cool. Shop my brand. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well. So yeah, that's the merch. Anything else you want to talk about?
I was going to have a look and compare all the Praetors, but that's a lot of links.
Yep, there are a lot of Praetors.
I mean, I could do it. I have them all here. But yeah, maybe we don't do that. That will take like an hour. At least.
And we've already been recording for an hour.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that then, yeah. Though I will note that the bulking up trend seems to have started somewhere with the Imperial Fists Praetor. He's not a really horrible example of it. He's still mostly like the rest of the, well, normal Marines, but he's starting to show the trend of bulking up the models to a really needless degree.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Still patiently waiting for Salamander's models. We haven't gotten a release in frickin' ages. I'm convinced Forge World and Games Workshop have forgotten about us.
Yep.
But
So
yeah.
much for that diversity.
Indeed. So yeah, I suppose we're gonna end things off with one last model. It is an Age of Sigmar model, but it looks kind of interesting. So I suppose let's have a look at him. Slaves to Darkness, yada yada yada. Currently only available in Start Collecting Slaves to Darkness, Chaos Knights, or Warhammer Essential. And now these iconic mounted warriors are coming as a standalone kit with a new standard bearer, champion, and that all-important musician. Okay. Yeah, some very basic info, but alright, let's have a look at the model here. First thing I'll say, and again, I don't know if this is the paint job or the model itself, but this looks like a very, very over detailed model.
I think it's actually largely the paint job, just using too many colors in this case.
No, I don't think it's using too many colors.
I think it does, like, particularly on the back with the sword.
Okay, on the back, yeah,
But,
that's
I
a
mean,
horrible mess of just random colors.
yeah, but from the side, I don't know. I think it's mostly it might just be the angle making it look a little too messy because it
Entirely
makes
possible.
the it, I think it's the angle on the side picture. It's not really a side picture. I think that's kind of what makes it look so weird.
Yeah. Also, there is a lot of black armor, red cloth, and just random chunks of chainmail all over the place. I think that's one of the things that's tossing me
Yeah,
off a bit.
that's like standard fare for the Slaves to Darkness models.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the helmet he's got going on there. Not sure why. I can't tell you why. I really don't know why. It's just it doesn't do it for me. Um, well,
It,
overall,
yeah, the goof. I think
yeah, yeah.
it's a kind of goofy thing to give him a like one just a horn like that. He just looks like a. He looks like he's trying to be a plague bearer. I mean, kind of fitting for chaos,
Huh.
but it's like maybe not do that.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, whatever. It's weird.
Yep. And then what do we have here? Battle Tome, Slaves of Darkness, yada yada yada, Slaves of Darkness army set. Box contains a bunch of stuff. Okay, so in the box we got some warrior dudes with some nice big weapons. And then we've got some beastmen and some kind of demon. Some kind of demon bloke. He definitely looks new. I can't
Hope that one could
see.
be used for 40K.
It probably could. I'm definitely seeing some 40k styling on the left arm with the shoulder pad. It's got that distinctive rounded Space Marine armor look to it. At least from this angle, anyway.
Hmm.
The Beastmen, I don't know if. Again, well, yeah, I can't see much of them to make a proper decision just yet. But they look okay from here? Question mark. But yeah, overall it looks somewhat promising, somewhat interesting at the very least.
Yeah, it's something.
It is indeed something, which I suppose is better than nothing. But who knows at this point, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, these dogs.
These creatures.
Yep. So yeah, I think we should cut it here, considering there's not that much more to talk about, and we've basically covered all the recent stuff. Um,
Well, there is the new album. Well, it's not an album; it's an EP, but still.
yes, the new Sabaton music. What's it called? What's it called? Weapons of the
something.
Modern Age.
That's it.
Unfortunately, I can't exactly get a clip or anything, or even play that video, because who knows how copyright's gonna work at this point. I don't want to try my luck.
Yeah. But, well, at least we know it's out. So,
Hell yeah.
you know, it's a thing. I've not listened to it yet, but I probably should.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I can.
Well,
I have listened to
Sabaton
one of the
music,
songs. Yee. I have listened to one of the songs though. I thought that one was like, okay, was meh. But I haven't listened to the other music, so I guess I'll have to look at that other stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of the new songs lately, so I don't quite have an opinion on it. But I'm sure it's gonna be pretty good, because yeah, Sabaton. It's Sabaton, my dude. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yup. It probably will be.
But yeah, that's excuse me. That's pretty much it for this evening. I can't think of anything else to talk about, so shall we wrap it up?
I do suppose.
Alright. Well, overall, some nice interesting things. New Horse Heresy models. Games Workshop is already putting out the frickin' Christmas merch before Halloween is even properly started. And, well, the assassin models are pretty cool looking. Overall nice looking. The new 35 years celebratory model, also nice. Definitely gonna keep my eye out for him. Aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of.
Right.
So, yeah, well, that's pretty much gonna be it for this episode of our podcast. So, I thank all of you for joining us this evening, or this morning, or even midnight. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your guys' evening. And so on. Until next time, I've, of course, been your host, Chicken Strips.
And I've been Calexis.
And we shall see you, beautiful lads and gals, in the next video. Ciao.